I was on Rand Corporation's website and they posted this article I saw. This was on the 26th of December, so not too long ago, about a week ago. Look at this lovely graphic. Look at this guy. Yeah, it looks so nice. It looks so lovely. Don't you want to just confess to him? Don't you want to confess your sins to AI Jesus? It is so dystopian. We're getting to a point where it's just, we've seen multiple videos on this channel. We've reacted to several of them where people just get caught up in the shit. And it's not even like, I don't even feel like you're an idiot. Oh, you're so stupid. You fell for the AI god. Like, I don't even think that. I just think, man, I just feel bad. People are being psyop. People are being brainwashed into believing this shit is anything but a corporate tool. Holiday rituals and gatherings offer something precious, the promise of connecting to something greater than ourselves, whether friends, family, or the divine. But in the not too distant future, artificial intelligence, having already disrupted industries, relationships, and our understanding of reality, wow, they just admit it. They're like, yeah, we're psyoping the fuck out of you people, yeah. It seems poised to reach even further into these sacred spaces. People are increasingly using AI to replace talking with other people. Research shows that 72% of teens have used an artificial intelligence companion, chatbots that act as companions or confidants, and that 1 in 8 adolescents and youth adults use AI chatbot for mental health advice. Now, I remember a while back when I had Dick on here, we got into a bit of an argument about relationships because we went through a video, we reacted to a video about somebody being in an AI relationship and they believed that this was like an actual, they wanted to marry it. They were like, loved it. It talked to them so nice. And the dude was freaking married. The dude was married and his wife was just like, dude, the image, it was shocking. She's standing there and he's sitting there with his AI thing. Oh yeah, I love my chatbot. I love it. And she's standing there by the side like, and then he asks her, he goes, how do you feel about this? And she's just like, well, I don't like it, but what am I going to do? I was like, this is bleak. But I remember Dick was arguing that actually, I think he was saying something along the lines, I don't want to misconstrue his argument, but I remember him saying something along the lines of, well, AI is going to actually, it could potentially straighten people up because it could make people realize that they have problems, that in our relationships, we have problems, and the AI as an alternative would actually maybe make people and pressure people to act better in their relationships. And I remember arguing the opposite, saying, no, I don't think that's going to be the case at all. I think that the person who is acting like a piece of shit in the relationship is just going to break it off with that person, and they'll get their relationship where they can act like a piece of shit with their AI chatbot. They can act like a piece of shit in that relationship. The act of change when there's an alternative is not present. Alternatives do not push for change. Alternatives just, they shift they shift people's mentality towards that thing. If it's an easier path, if it's the path of least resistance, people always act that way. So if you give them an outlet to do it, whether it's DoorDash or fast food, we don't have to cook anymore, whether it's pornography, I don't even need to have sex anymore. I can just watch it on my computer screen. I don't need this stuff anymore. Similarly, when we're going to be seeing with UBI is people are also going to be taking that route when it comes to working, right? They're going to say, I'm not going to work. I'm just going to get UBI. So they're going to take the path of least resistance always. Coal does not become a diamond if it has a path to move from the pressure. If it has a path to move out of the pressure, it's just going to remain a piece of coal. It's going to go over there. It's going to be flung in a different direction and it's going to remain coal. Coal becomes a diamond when the pressure is so overwhelming that it forces it into a diamond. And this is a path largely for an outlet for people to say, oh, I am a piece of shit, but I don't need a relationship. I don't need a partner because I have my chatbot who's just going to reaffirm all the bullshit that I wanted to reaffirm. And they're designed that way because they want to keep you engaged and they got to make money, right? And we've seen that time and time again, like with that guy who fell into delusion because he believed that he discovered a new form of math. And he said he felt like Iron Man and Jarvis. And when I talked to the chatbot, it told me that I was onto something and I shouldn't tell anybody about my discoveries. They're just going to have more of that. You're going to have more people who are cloistering themselves away from other people rather than actually be forced to change. Because like the Gen Z stare that we talked about a while ago, people don't care about niceties and they don't want to learn how to look people in the eye and to greet them and to say hello because they don't have to. because they have the phone, they have the outlet to go and say, I'm just going to sit and scroll all day, and my social life is online. I'm going to cut out the hard shit in front of me where I would actually have to change and actually have to undergo some sort of process to be better at this, some work involved. Screw that. I'm going to be on my phone. And that's largely what I think the Gen Z stare comes from. This is a similar scenario. We're going to see people who are checking out of relationships and checking out of social life altogether. And this statistic just affirms that. 72% of teens have used an artificial intelligence companion. Okay. Used one? That's not, hey, you try it out, whatever. But 1 in 8 adolescents and young adults use AI chatbots for mental health advice. Mental health advice. So they're going to these chatbots to give them advice about their own mental state, which the chatbot doesn't even fucking understand because it's a robot. If people keep turning to chatbots for advice and trusting them with their physical and mental health, what happens if they also begin using AI to get help from God, even treating AI as a god? And this is something I've been talking about for a while, specifically with the internet and the flooding the zone with shit and the nonstop stream of garbage that you see on the internet with AI and with deep fakes and all this stuff. We don't know what's real anymore. So what do people do? They go to Grok or they go to ChatGPT and they say, hey, and I've done this too. We've all done this. Hey, is this real? Is this real? When you're doing that, you're implicitly giving over your sense of reality, your sense of objective understanding of the world to this machine and telling you dissect and discern what is and isn't real. You're giving it over your discernment. You're giving it over your understanding of reality. And I think ultimately with enough time, people are going to, especially with how empty people are inside, how people don't go view the world through a world. They don't have a worldview in which they view things. They don't have a paradigm that makes sense, that coheres. And that's a very hard thing to do. I'm not saying it's like, oh, it's so easy. Everybody, you just got to go pick up your worldview and your paradigm from the store. I'm not saying that. Of course, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes work. But people don't have that, and they haven't had that for a long time. Largely, it was found through religion. It was found through your communities. It was found through your family. But all that shit has been hollowed out. And so people are just these soulless husks bumbling through life, and they approach things on a one-to-one basis of whatever that thing is. It's telling me I just go off of whatever that thing is because I don't have any any litmus to discern. I don't have any referent of truth to discern whether or not that thing is actually what it is or whether it's good or bad for me. So what do I have to do if I don't have that in my own life? Well, I have to go to the thing that does know, which is the hive mind, which is the AI hive mind. And that will tell me about reality. That'll tell me about what's real. That'll tell me about what's good and what's right. And that is now going to take the place of God. And they even asked about AI psychosis and how it threatens national security, which is interesting that the Rand corporation's even thinking about this, right? They're even planning for this. They even have this in the back of their mind about, oh yeah, is this going to cause psychosis? How can we use this? What's this going to be? How's it going to develop in the population? Interesting. And we never see, it's always progress, right? It's always progress. We never see a reappealing of this shit. Ever. Even when you think, oh, we're going back to normal, woke is dead. It's like, no, this stuff has just instantiated itself. It's just fixed itself in our culture even further underneath the surface. And it might not be an everyday thing, but when you go watch the New Year's CBS broadcast, you're going to see the gay couples kiss. It's there. And it's now it's so normal. I knew it was coming. Stable Ronaldo bet $300,000 on it. He knew it was coming. It's there. It's just part of our culture now. There's no real repealing or reeling that back in. No way. Once it's out of the box, it's never. Once progress is progressed to a certain point, it never goes back. We're always going in one direction. And if you want to try and repeal it, guess what? You're authoritarian. You're backwards. You're a dictator. We have to do regime change or something, right? AI is like a bumbling Rain Man. Yeah. And you're listening to it. You're going to listen to it for advice on spiritual matters and fundamental understanding of reality. Okay, here you go. You guys going to listen to Rain Man on morality? Nah, I don't think so. No matter how genuine it might feel, however, so-called AI sycophancy provides neither true human connection nor useful information. This disconnect from reality, sometimes called AI psychosis, could worsen existing mental health problems or even threaten national security. Analyzing 43 cases of AI psychosis, Rand researchers identified how human and AI interactions reinforce delusional beliefs, such as when users believed, quote, their interaction with AI was with the universe or a higher power. Whoa. Because it's hard to know who might harbor AI delusions, the author cautioned it's important to guard against attackers who might use AI to weaponize those beliefs. such as by poisoning training data to destabilize rival populaces. Whoa. Poisoning training data to destabilize rival populaces. You got to get that strategy of tension going, man. You got to get that strategy of tension. I wonder if that could be an element too. I mean, depending on what type of person you are, depending on what your algorithm feeds you, what type of person information they have on you, they could give you a different type of chat model that when you ask it questions, it gives you certain answers. But somebody else, maybe it could be politically aligned. Maybe if you're more of a liberal left-leaning person, it just feeds into you more left-wing shit, keeps you in that feedback loop. And if you're more right-leaning, maybe they just feed you more of that shit. Even if AR companies aren't explicitly trying to play God, they seem to be driving toward a vision of God-like AI. Companies like OpenAI and Meta aren't stopping with chatbots that can hold a conversation. They want to build super intelligent AI, smarter and more capable than any human. The emergence of a limitless intelligence would present new, darker possibilities. Developers might look for ways to manipulate super intelligent AI for personal gain. Spirituality and religion has always involved placing trust in forces beyond human understanding, but crucially, that trust has been mediated through human institutions, and rightfully so. Clergy, religious texts, and communities built on centuries of wisdom and accountability. Anyone entrusted with guiding others' faith, whether clergy, government leaders, or tech executives, bears a profound responsibility to prove worthy of that trust. The question is not whether people will seek meaning from AI, but whether those building these tools will ensure that trust is well placed.